What's good? What's good? So y'all realize it's another Wednesday night, another episode of the Eagles Elite Podcast. Hashtag be elite. And I'm joined as always by the man beside me, Wyatt, and the guy below me, Mojo. So this week, good people, Eagles fans, and those who just want to get a little knowledge on the Eagles, maybe a rival and you just wish you were really a fan. So you hide it, but then you slide in and subscribe to the show. We welcome you as well. Anybody who wants to talk Eagles or hear about the Eagles, come on in. But Wyatt, tell everybody where they can all about you, sir.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course I'm Wyatt. You can find me at Squad Pod Sports and Cinema Trip Reviews. Always, down for talking about some Eagles football.
Let's go. And our resident wild card.
Yes, sir. Your Uncle Mojo. I'm here repping my squad. We got a lot to talk about today. You can find me, Mojo, on Facebook. Mr. Mojo on Instagram. You can always find me here Wednesday nights, most Wednesdays, and also Matchup Madness. I'm gonna be doing with Cool. And look out for the 3 Faces of Fantasy. We will be coming soon. There's a lot going down for you fantasy heads out there.
Oh boy.
Yes, sir.
So he's giving his outro information on the
I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out now.
That's the wild card, man. That's why we call him the wild card. Wildness as always. But for those of you that are fans, you understand that no one likes us and we don't care.
Nope.
So since you understand that and we understand that, just for those who might not know, those who just want to hear it again, or those who need a refresher, got a little something for you. Let's go. Eagles.
Eagles!
Let's go. Shout out to the Go Gadgets for allowing us to use that as our intro for right now. Just want to say before we get into everything, man, I appreciate these two guys here. We joke, we kind of a little bit a lot, but this is the trio, man. This is the base. This is what Eagles Elite is all about, man. And really appreciate these two guys. We're gonna do some great things together, and there's gonna be a lot of changes coming to the Eagles Elite show in the next few weeks. We're getting into the season, so we're gonna be dropping a segment soon. That's all I'm giving you now because you got to tune in to find out what it is. But there's more coming. It's always building.
Exciting stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With that being said, a lot of things to get into. The first thing I guess we should get into is a bit of breaking news that slid out regarding a guy that we no longer needed on the team 2 years ago.
Gone.
But we finally got rid of him. And not only did we get rid of him, but we got something in return. So I have to give Howie props for taking an unwanted player and getting something in return out of him. So I'm not going to give you any more. I'm going to let Wyatt go ahead and fill you guys in. And then we'll all discuss how we feel about this move.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe Howie did it once again, man. Magic Man Howie was able to get something for JJ Arcega-Whiteside. I couldn't believe it. A couple days before it was announced, like I said in the group chat, is like there was rumblings about something happening with him, whether it was being cut or being traded. But lo and behold, he was able to trade him to the Seahawks for a DB. I hope I'm not just butchering the name, but it's Ugo Amari. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Apparently there was expectations that Seattle was gonna cut him, but a lot of teams apparently were in line to trade for this guy. They wanted this guy off of the waivers if they cut him. But Howie was able to swoop in there and trade for him. So I'm just glad we got something back for him in return, better than just cutting him.
Absolutely. Whoa, why don't you give us your thoughts on this move, sir?
I'm always for getting something for nothing. So we get some more depth. We get a little more depth at DB. We don't know where we're gonna put him. I can see him. Maybe we got another safety. Maybe got another quarter, whatever. But Whiteside, JJ wasn't gonna be doing much for us. Even in training camp, there was a lot of talk about how he's just not fitting in anywhere. Other players upset with him because he's not making blocks, and what are you doing? You can't catch. So yeah, something for nothing. I'll take it. Now just one more to go, and I'll be fine. I'll be ecstatic. Okay.
I knew it was coming.
Hey, and one of my favorite things, I love Skittles. So a pack of Skittles and maybe a soda, and we can do that too. Something for nothing. Okay.
Maybe a smoke and a pancake.
There you go.
I never thought I'd see a hype video for Arcega-Whiteside, but I saw Seahawks posted a video today, welcoming him to the team, and it was just a bunch of cuts of the ball being thrown to him, and then only a couple of them were caught, of him catching the ball. But I never in my day thought I'd see a hype video for JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Yeah, so they're showing the pass in the air and him
running to it, and then it just cuts to the next play.
And it just cuts right, because that's all you got. You got what about maybe 10 catches over 3 years? It might be a little bit more, but that's
one
crazy,
touchdown.
Man. That is crazy that they actually have a hype video. But you know what, man?
And somehow we won that. Definitely won that.
According to the hype video, we didn't win that, sir.
Apparently.
It remains to be seen.
That doesn't remain to be seen. I completely agree with you. We won that.
I didn't know much about him, but apparently the guy that we ended up scooping, he could play nickel and in the box as pretty much in the secondary, but he's versatile on that within the defense. So it's just a matter of where he's best at or wherever we want to put him. Apparently, whenever they first got him, they listed him as a safety, but they switched him back to a DB. So I'm not sure what they're planning on using him for.
I just hope depth to that already awesome defense. Just more depth.
Yeah, I just hope he's a guy that is there for the versatility. I hope he makes the roster, but if he doesn't, that means he got beat out. So I would be happy with that as well. Getting anything for JJ Arcega-Whiteside, like Mojo so eloquently said, is a win for us.
Yeah, and on the bright side too, if we could get something for J-Jaw, what can we get for Reger, man? We could get something for him.
Maybe a two.
Yeah, we get something for him.
Hey man, I saw that. I'm like, bro.
I couldn't believe it.
There's some teams out there starving for a first-round draft pick.
There's a team in Denver who just had Tim Patrick go down.
Yeah.
Make that call.
And they were already looking at him.
You know what I'm saying? So go and make that call and start playing Denver. Get him in early so you can make sure he's out there running the right routes to drop the ball.
First-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we keep seeing rumors about a couple teams in Denver and Chicago interested in Reger, but who knows if anything's going to happen coming out of it.
If they give you a pancake of smoke and a strawberry with some whipped cream, let's go.
Yeah. Well, you know how he's going to want something. You know, that was
Yeah,
the dude,
Kyle would get
you know
something.
how he likes his first round picks. He likes to stand by them until the very end. So my guess is he's going to want something at least halfway decent for Reagor somehow. I don't know how he's going to do it, but
I find Rigger's take on everything a little interesting. He kind of feels like, he's fighting for a roster spot, and he's humbled himself to, to the point where he's like, to go from a first round draft pick to fighting for a roster spot, he's had to humble himself. But my thing is, just like the rest of us, that you shouldn't have been in any round, buddy. I don't know I still don't know the rationale behind that reach for him. They've reached past a lot of receivers to get him. So I think maybe in humbling him, he should maybe step back and think, I was not a true first round draft pick.
Listen, man, this is what I have to say to Reagor about humbling yourself. You should not have had to humble yourself. You see how you perform on the field. You know that you're fighting for a roster spot.
Right. You knew
honestly,
that
if you were in the first round pick,
October.
You would have been out last year. To be honest with you, Howie doesn't like to be wrong. That's the only reason him and JJ Whiteside are still here. Jalen Reagor has hands of stone 2.0 all the time. The ball's hitting you in the hands. You're not making catches. I'm sorry. People can say what they want. You are a wide receiver. We saw in college that he wasn't the guy that they believed he was going to be. Like you said, one job, and that's to catch the ball, and you can't do it. It doesn't matter how good of a route you can run, how fast you are, if you can't squeeze your hands on the ball and make the catch.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Jalen Reagor. It's clearly in here. If you need to be away from Philadelphia to get out of your own mind, bye-bye. Honestly, I feel like if we can't get anything for him, chop bait with him, and keep it moving, because at the end of the day, he's never going to be successful in Philadelphia. He's shown that. He's proved that. So why are we even wasting the time and the effort anymore? Like, stop playing with ourselves, bro. He's not the guy. Zach Pascal is a better player than him. Quez Watkins is a better player than him. Greg Ward is a better player than him. Where's the spot for him? There is no spot. Bye-bye.
Yeah. And there's numerous other wide receivers in the NFL that are just itching and fighting for a spot just to even be on like a practice squad or on a depth chart. So there's tons of hungry players out there that'll be glad to take his spot if he doesn't want to be here, if he doesn't want to, put in the effort.
Yeah, truthfully, I think John Hightower is a better player.
John Hightower.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of guys. I feel like we have 7 receivers better than you, Jalen Reagor. And how you fleeced us into picking you in the first round, I'll never understand. But I will give you props for getting those checks for being a first round pick that can't pan out. I mean, that's not your fault because you didn't draft yourself.
Somebody still owed his daddy. But I got to tell you this too. All of the receivers you named on the team, I would be a little upset if you mentioned me in the sentence with this guy.
No, but you have to listen.
I'd be upset putting him ahead of me.
They're all better than him, is what I said. Yeah. So I'm putting them above him. I'm not disrespecting them.
Yeah,
I'm not disrespecting them. I'm putting them above the level he's at. You know
they should be upset they keep putting Reagor above them on the depth chart.
Yeah,
that should be
the effort.
That should make you go out there and just be a dog all year because you're like, you're gonna put this dude that don't even want to catch the ball, in front of me on any depth chart at any point. Yeah,
come on,
that would be like super motivation for me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's crazy.
If for some reason he's still on the team through this season, man, he has to be gone next season, right? Unless he has some crazy year,
like they did last year.
He's got to be gone. What happened? Did Mo cut out?
Yeah, Mo cut out. Mo did a cut out on us, but that's okay.
Try to justify this pick.
He's bad.
I heard the point which you made
to justify his pick.
Yeah,
that's all we need to hear. We know what he's talking about.
Make him relevant. That's not gonna work.
You got to know when to fold him, man. Know when to hold him.
Yeah.
You got to know when to walk away, when to run. This is that time. We're gonna take
away,
it to the gambler. This is that time.
Jump, take a plane, whatever you got to do. Get away.
We need to be reporting by next week, please, Howie, or the week after. Worst case scenario, Jalen Reagor is no longer on the Philadelphia Eagles, whether it's cut or whether it's trade. If you can't get anything, don't waste the roster spot. keep it moving.
Yeah, might as well
Yeah.
eat the dead money now while you can
Right.
move forward.
Now, another thing, unfortunately, that we're going to have to discuss, gentlemen, is our RB1.
Out again.
Out
Hamstring.
Hamstring.
I haven't seen anything on how serious it is or if they're just doing this for precautionary reasons. I haven't heard anything other than that he just missed practice with a hamstring injury. So I don't know what happened in I don't know how many plays he even had in that preseason game, man. Like not many, but you hurt yourself already. Everything all right?
Yeah, everything all right there.
I heard it too. I didn't know what was going on.
We good. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
No, not you. Bo, are you all right, Bo?
Oh.
Mo got something going on down there. Hey, it's all good. But yeah, man, for me, it's a concern I've talked about all season. If he can't be there to play, if he can't be that guy, number one, you're not going to get paid. You know, if you're not going to get paid, you're not going to be an Eagle. Number two, I do want him to have a good season.
Mm-hmm.
That gives us the best chance to win, having as many quality running backs who can play and play well do so. So I'm very excited about the probability and the possibility of that happening. Also, you know, we could talk all we want about how, oh man, you know, Kenneth Gainwell's look great in limited things in training camp where they're not hitting and different things like that. That's cool. But what has Kenneth Gainwell, honestly, and I'm not saying that he can't, but I look at everything based on what I've seen from you so far. Kenneth Gainwell hasn't shown us that he can be a number one running back as of yet. He can if given the opportunity, but he hasn't as of yet. For me, I like to have more running backs than we need for it to be a problem of, oh, there's too many running backs versus the issue of we don't have enough running backs because we always have someone sitting on the side in their street clothes. So for me, I want him to be healthy. I want him to be able to be our running back one. I want him to show us what he's got this season. This is not trending toward that direction. You already have a hamstring problem in training camp. Hopefully it's not something that persists. Hopefully it's not something that's going to keep you out for any part of the regular season. But what I will say is simply we need all these guys healthy. And if he's not going to be healthy, that's going to be a problem. Like I said, hopefully it's nothing major. But I think with him and the history that he has, expect the worst until we hear anything else.
Yeah, we're just going to hope that it was like a similar to a Devontae Smith, like his groin injury, where he was out 2 weeks from practice. But now he apparently came back. His first day back in practice was one of his best days in training camp this year so far. So it's just we haven't heard anything from the team so far. But like what you're saying with his history, there's a little room to be a little worried about it at this point. But then again, they could just be holding him for precautionary reasons. It seems like that's what the Eagles have really been doing a lot recently. They don't want to go into the season really banged up.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully that's, pretty much the situation, man. But really like Saunders, man. He's a big part of what we really need to try to do. And he can't do it if he's not on the field.
Yeah.
I'm not confident. To be clear, I haven't been all off season. This guy, I've been waiting for him to like we talked about it all off season. This is your year, it's contract year, everything. And already with an injury, I'm already like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I think the running game will still be effective, but it's we're really, he's the guy. He's the number one guy. Like he's not a stud, but so far, him and Scott, yeah, that's a nice 1-2 punch with, and then you're gonna have to go that big.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just not instilling confidence.
Yeah, it's looking more and more likely that if he's not able to stay healthy or if he doesn't have a good season this year, that we may just end up cutting bait with Miles Sanders. I'm on cool side here with Kenny Gainwell so far. I don't see him being a number one back for us. I think he works well as that number 2 or number 3. If Miles Sanders isn't healthy or if he's not playing up to par here this year, I see us letting him go and use one of those firsts or one of those top picks this next draft to go out and get a top running back possibly. But I don't know. It's up to Howie and Sirianni to see what they do.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. This is a make or break year, I think, for a couple of different guys, and he's definitely one of them. So my big thing is you need to be out there to show what you could do. The main knock on you is not because you got the speed. Decision making is questionable sometimes, but you're dancing. But we know you have the speed. The problem is what? Quite simply, when
Staying
it
healthy.
comes to staying healthy, you are the weakest link.
Yeah. And I understand that it's like running backs get banged up. I mean, that's part of their job. But at this point, you got to be out there more than a couple games a year or more than not. Where he hasn't been nearly as bad as some of these running backs, but at his age and everything, it's not a good sign going forward.
Right. Got to throw my jersey on right before I can't get it straightened out here, but it's all good. Yeah, man. Well, we have to see. We have to monitor that. He's a major part of the team. You can feel how you want to feel about him, but he's a major part of the team. We just need him healthy. So hopefully we'll get there with him, for the rest of the season, and we'll be good to go on that.
Yeah, I mean, it could all be just precautionary. I mean,
hopefully
beginning of next week, he could be back. Yeah, who knows?
Hopefully this is him get his injury out early, and we're good to go. I don't have a lot of confidence, but I mean, he is my starting running back, and I want to see him on the field. So we can sit here and talk about he's not going to play, and he's going to be hurt all year. I mean, we could do that, but why?
I don't want it to happen. But
we're better with him. I'm scared that he's not going to be there, but we're better with him. So we might as well just hope that he's able to play.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah, I know you
kind of getting Kareem Hunt or no? I mean, let's get that guy. Throw him in the backfield too.
Well,
I don't know.
There's a lot of rumors out there.
It's a lot of players that you want that are on teams, but you have to think you have to give up something to get those guys. Cleveland's not giving away Kareem Hunt for Jalen
Reagor.
They're not doing that. So the thing is, when you want players, you have to understand. And this is. I'm glad you brought that up because it's actually something I wanted to talk about. There's a lot of rumors about a lot of different trades. I'm not going to go into every different one because we're our show. Come on, but there's a lot of guys out there that people will, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get this guy, go get that guy. Okay, so but then you think you're still going to have these 2 first-round picks next year. You think you're still going to keep all your best players. You think you're not going to give up any players, draft picks, or anything, and people are just going to say, "Oh, here, have this player, Philadelphia." That's not how it goes. So you got to think like give and take. I would like to see us wait until cuts, right? People are starting to cut rosters down and see if maybe we can find a running back that we can bring in from that way, or a free agent running back, or maybe even like a running back from the USFL, something like that versus going out and giving up assets for a running back. Because what we're learning from running backs is you get a certain amount of time that you're elite. And that's normally best case scenario through your second contract. After that, you start to tail off. Then that's when it becomes the 2-headed monster because you got the one guy ascending and the other guy kind of staying at the top, but kind of getting to that precipice where it's going to fall off. So I think when you look at running backs in any position, really realize like the better the player we're getting, the more we have to give up to get that player. So sometimes while the player would make the team better if you could keep the same team for the most part, teams are not giving up their better players for nothing. It's just not how it works. And Jalen Reagor is not going to do it.
Yeah. Unless that was that one time, the Super Bowl season, when Howie went out and got Jay Ajayi for a bag of chips somehow from the Dolphins. I don't understand how he did that.
Yeah. I mean, I think he gave him like a late pick or something.
Yeah, it was something late.
And then it was only because I think they knew he only had like a few weeks with his contract as well. And we would have had to pay him if we kept him in the offseason. So I think they may have had something to do with it too.
Yeah. But he was coming off of like a couple like 200-yard games that season, I'm pretty sure, or the
Yeah,
season
he had
before,
some
something
early,
like
and then he had kind of got banged up a little bit too.
that. Yeah,
But yeah, the thing is, let's see if we can maybe grab a guy, off of the after cuts, or like from a USFL roster that hasn't been signed, or some other ways to get a guy. The free agent path versus going out and doing it the other way.
gonna go out and get Corey Clement again. I saw Ravens just cut him.
Yeah, I mean, something like that, right? Versus going out and just saying, "Oh, we're going to trade for a guy because he's a bigger name and he may be more productive," but then you have to give up more. So is he more productive? We've got to give up one of the backup linemen. Somebody gets hurt, you don't have a replacement because you had to trade him. So you got to go find another guy to fill that hole. So think about those things, my good people. Think about those things. We want to play fantasy football with a team, but they have a salary cap and they have, roster spaces. You know what I'm saying? Draft picks, all those things have to go into play when you're thinking about who's coming in. So just keep that in mind, yo.
Yeah, I was gonna say about like contract situation too.
Yeah, there's a few guys I would say just go get and see what happens, but not too many.
You mean like Jesse Bates?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I'd be all on board for that one.
Absolutely. Now, guys, so main thing, of course, we're talking about tonight is the preseason game.
Yeah, buddy.
So we'll do it like this. We'll do it a little. We'll do some breakdown here. So we'll start off with the first string offense and defense. So from what you saw from the first string offense and defense for the one drive for the offense and a couple of drives for the defense. So I think the defense did 2 or 3 drives just to get a little bit more reps. How do you guys feel? What's your confidence level with what you saw so far? Obviously limited time because it didn't play a lot. Yeah. But just for the ones on offense and defense, how do you guys feel? I'm going to actually start with Mo this time. Let's let Mo go first and give us his expert opinion.
My confidence level is Super Bowl. Oh, but anyway. No, but the starting units, in my personal opinion, look great. They instilled more confidence in me. Coming off of, I thought I was worried about training camp without hitting, how guys are going to react if we're going to get out there and guys get injured, if we're going to get out there and miss tackles. They look like as advertised to me. They looked as advertised. Jalen Hurts looked great. That first touchdown could have gone to Goddard or to Brown. That was real nice because they were both about to be super wide open. He actually, to me, took the more difficult throw to Goddard on the outcut rather than going to Brown on the inside. But just overall, and the defense, man, the young guys look great. Kobe Dean was out there doing his thing. That was interesting. Davis, unstoppable. This is going to be quite both sides of the ball. Just to me, it's going to be very interesting. I know it was the Jets, guys, and I know we took an L, but that's not where we're at. That I'm looking at that first unit. Definitely, still more confidence for the season coming.
Yeah. And man, all I gotta say, man, is it's Hurts season. I don't care if it's like preseason or what. I don't care about like the loss, man. It was about evaluating these players. But man, it's Hurts season. He was 6 of 6. He had like 80 yards, man, and a touchdown.
What?
Man, he was balling. He was making all the right throws. Yeah, he was making all the right decisions. It seemed like he had a nice like sideline throw to Quez Watkins there early. And I mean, he ran it in for the touchdown that got called back, but then he had that nice throw to Goddard, like you mentioned. And like AJ Brown didn't even have a reception. Like he was throwing it and spreading it around the field, and he didn't even throw it to AJ Brown in preseason. So it's very exciting to see what they can do on this offense when you're not even like he's out there, but AJ Brown isn't even catching balls at this point. So imagine what's going to happen in like a regular season game. They have so many options to go to. And the defense, man, instant service from Kazir White. This is his first game, preseason game, obviously, but it's his first game as an Eagle, goes out and gets an interception like on the second play, man. It's very encouraging to see all this happening in preseason. And like you're saying, I was a little worried about the no hitting in practice and how that was going to catch up to us. But it seemed like they went out there and they were just like, they didn't miss a step. They were out there just flying around. And we'll get to the second team stuff, but I am very happy with what we saw out of the first team offense and defense so far.
Yeah. So
An interception was.
I gotta give Mojo a hard time. Mojo out here talking about Jordan Davis, N'Kobe Dean, guys who played on the second team. Got to give him a hard time about that. Got to give.
Oh yeah, well because they played. They were in like out there for like 2 quarters, really. They were, but
they were the second team, so we were never talking about the
second team, yeah.
first team. Like I just have to kind of.
But they had a big effect. They were doing their damn thing.
Yeah, but we were going to them later, so we don't have to talk to you about that because you've already shot your load for that. Jalen Hurts, man, the biggest thing I liked about Jalen Hurts: 6 of 6, 80 yards, 1 touchdown. Perfect. Limited action, but perfect. Right. As far as receptions go, man, not a lot for the guys on the first team. Goddard had the 1 for 22 for the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Sanders had 2 for 20. You know, not a lot other than that. Like, we moved the ball well. Everything, like you said, got spread around a little bit. Watkins had 2 for 32. So kind of, it just played into what was given to him. Mm-hmm. What I saw from that I enjoyed was that fact of, okay, now we're seeing the Hurts that people have been saying is there in the offseason. He might really be there. We're seeing the guy that's like, all right, let me know what's happening, right? Let me know what's happening, what's going on, right? We're seeing a guy that's saying, if it's not there, don't take it. A.J. Brown's here, but I'll look that way. I see he's not open. Let me survey the field. Let me not say I got to make this throw or that throw. And that's the process that really Hurts needed to have in the offseason. I've said it all offseason. I feel like I'm a realist. People might feel like I'm one way or the other, but I feel like I'm a realist. Jalen Hurts does need to improve. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
He's showing the steps the improvement was made in the offseason. Are we going to see the best version of Jalen Hurts this year? No, we're not. But we need to see an improved version. And so far from what he showed us, and again, like Mo did say, it is the Jets.
Yeah.
But it was against their ones. You know, so he's out there against their starters. Making the right plays and making the right throws, unlike the quarterback on the other side who
getting hit late.
Was a little,
he took a unnecessary hit, but he, like Sirianni said, he played it off like a champ, man. Like he didn't say anything. He just got up, walked out, and he let his offensive line do his talking for him.
And then you look at 2.5 steps out of bounds. Come on.
And then you look at their quarterback, right? Zach Wilson. Interception, 3 of 5, only 23 yards. I thought he got hurt.
Pick up another yard.
I thought he got hurt. So, but I'm glad I'm glad it wasn't anything serious, man. Because I hate to see the young guys,
absolutely.
Get hurt. But non-contact, so there was nothing that any of our players would have done.
Yeah, it wasn't on us.
But I think you have to look at him and start looking at the guys that last year was their first year starting with him. And understand that he's really a second-year starter, right? People are going to argue that this, but he's really a second-year starter. He had a full year on his belt last year. Now he's get a chance to understand. Hopefully the game starts to slow down. A lot of quarterbacks start making strides in year 2. So I don't expect that from just Jalen Hurts. I do expect that from a lot of young quarterbacks around the league to be better than they were last year. And another name that I think is going to have a lot of improvement is Trevor Lawrence. Why am I mentioning Trevor Lawrence on the Eagles show? It's a great question. The answer for you is his coach was the one that won us the Super Bowl. And I think he's going to make that quarterback a lot better as well, just like he did for Walker to him Wentz. Sorry, Wentz sexuals. He's still not good. But, that's pretty much that first team thing. I mean, we can talk about a lot more, but again, it's an hour. So what are you guys' thoughts on the second team? Now, we already know Mo's thoughts on the defense, so he doesn't need to go back over them. But what are your guys' thoughts on the second team offense and defense and how they performed?
You want to go, Mo?
Yeah, I thought they did great. Name that I am not real familiar with, but I just, going over, watching the game and everything, Huntley is definitely somebody I'm going to keep an eye on moving forward. It
Kobe
seemed like
D.
it just seemed like he was really engaged, man. He's there. You know what I'm saying? And that was what I was really looking for, especially out of the young guys, the rookies, the new people to the team. Are you engaged? Are you fully in? And it just seems like even on the second unit, everybody is buying in. We're here to win. And they played hard. You can tell they've been coached up well. We're gonna see how the coaching changes translate to gameplay. I didn't feel like not hitting in practice really affected them, and those were the ones I was really worried about more. Is like the rookies. You got these guys out here not hitting, and they get in a real NFL game. Are they going to be prepared? And they did look prepared. They look prepared to me.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I mean, I think they did their job for the most part. I mean, I think the defense, second team, definitely outshined the second team offense. Just because I think they were only able to score that one time, and then it was kind of stagnant there going forward. But Minshew, he was okay. I mean, he's a backup quarterback.
He's a backup, yeah.
I liked what I always saw out of Jason Huntley. I think he needs to improve on his decision making a little bit. There was a couple times where he like kind of ran backwards when he was kind of going out and around, and he kind of doubled back, and then he lost a couple yards on that. And there's a couple other plays that I just think he needs just a little bit better decision making. But overall, he played pretty well. Obviously, the defense is what we want to talk about as far as like second team, because there's something special about somebody when you have them getting double teamed and triple teamed as a rookie, man. Yeah. Like Jordan Davis is
game at that. Like, wow.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan Davis out here taking double teams and triple teams, and it was cool to see him and Nakobe Dean that connection together, them playing off of each other once again. There's a couple plays where he opened it up for Nakobe Dean just to rush in and stop a run or just break up a play a little bit. But overall, I was pretty impressed with a lot of what we saw out of the second team so far, more so the defense than the offense. But it's very promising to see some of the stars that we have, upcoming stars in the league on the second team there.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, I think Minshew definitely did what we expected out of him. We saw a lot of guys getting reps. Second and third team, but especially the second team, a lot of guys that we may not be used to getting as many reps. The guys like Zach McPherson, Kayvon Wallace. These are guys that may not necessarily be starters, but when given the opportunity, they've played well. I'm always excited to see guys that are low draft picks, not drafted, have good games. So there's some guys that play with some of the seconds and then some of the thirds, like Josiah Scott. He had a very good game, and he's had a very good camp. Jacoby Stevens, our 6th round pick, also somebody to kind of watch and keep your eyes on. He's a safety as well. So there's a lot of guys that did what they needed to do, second and third teams. And the thing is, the depth is important because you can be a second stringer today. You can be a starter tomorrow. You're one injury away from playing. So knowing the craft, getting your reps, being successful at what you're doing is very important because we know that throughout the season, unfortunately, someone's going to get hurt. It happens every year. Don't know who it is. Wish it doesn't happen, but it does. So everyone on that second team is just as crucial as the starters because we don't know who it is. We don't know when it'll be, but we know that there'll be some point in the season, at least for a game or two, we're going to need one of those guys that's playing on the second string to step up. And from what they showed us against their equals in this game, that's something they should be able to do. And I think if you surround a guy that may not be as polished with that first team defense that we have right now, I think we can still be good. My biggest concern would be if it's a linebacker or a corner.
Yeah.
Or outside corner, let me say. But even that can still work. But, you just have to always be ready. From what I've heard from training camp, what I've heard in the different conference calls, what I've heard in the different interviews, is that these guys are really playing well, top to bottom. Guys are coming in. Guys have a lot of energy. Guys are ready. I'm sure this is the same thing that's happening in other training camps, but we're not worried about those. We're worried about the one for these guys.
Yeah.
So, I think things are going well. We're seeing it start to translate onto the field. We're seeing guys make plays with more of a vanilla defense because you're not putting in your full defensive package for preseason games. You're not going to put that on field for other teams to have for you. But still, guys are playing well and playing smart and being careful. That's important. Like you guys have both alluded to, they haven't been hitting. I'm still concerned about that because, again, this is the Jets.
Yeah.
But at least for one game, that hasn't been that impactful on how they've been able to play.
Yeah, and I think two things to add is a couple things we were not used to seeing. I know it's preseason, but like we came out first drive and we were able to score, man. like there was no waiting in this game. We were able to actually drive down the field and score. So that's something we're not really used to. And then the other thing is we actually have linebackers flying around here causing mayhem, which we're really not used to seeing. And you can really see the difference in this defense, even in a preseason game, of what these actual decent linebackers can do for your squad.
Yeah.
Man, they were wreaking havoc for that Jets offense at certain points.
Literally flying, Eagles flying. And I haven't seen that since the Dr. Hawk days, you know what I'm saying? Really. So that was exciting to see. And like you said, we all talked about it all offseason, that slow start. Come out, put your foot on their throat, and keep running. So that was definitely a sigh of relief. Like, wow, 6 for 6, 80 yards, touchdown. Let's do that every game, you know? Yeah.
If this was a regular season game against the Jets, man, the starters would have been pulled in the third quarter, probably. It would have
been. And shout out to the starting defense or for knocking out their quarterback aimlessly.
That was crazy, man. Like, I could not believe he went down like that. Like, just run out of bounds. It's a preseason game. What are you doing?
What are you doing? Like, if Jalen Hurts would have done that,
dude almost hurt himself.
Like, what are you doing? Go out of bounds.
Dude almost tore his ACL with that foolishness, man. What are you doing? I'm like, bro, you gonna be hurt for most of the season,
Bowl, man.
He's out here like trying to show off for something. I don't know. He thinks he's Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Not. News flash, you are not.
You are not.
Now, guys, this is going to be interesting to see what you guys have to say. So that second half of the game, especially the fourth quarter, talk to me about what you saw from our third and sometimes fourth string guys.
Not much. That's what we saw. Not
That's
much,
true.
man.
That is true.
I don't know much about Reed Sinnett, but this dude is buns. We need to get this dude out of here.
Dry buns. He's dry buns. So you know this means he's better than our draft pick,
Carson
right?
Strong.
Yeah, you know what it means. He's better than Carson Strong.
Man.
Yeah, I was expecting to see Carson Strong.
We should even get dudes named Carson. We shouldn't even draft him, bro. We should just
right.
Like, what
right.
are you doing?
I thought the same thing.
Especially at quarterback.
Yeah, you should have waited a couple years at least.
Yeah.
Come on, now.
Apparently, if Sinnett is buns, apparently that means Carson Strong is dry old buns.
It's moldy buns.
No, he's hurt. He's hurt, guys. Come on.
But yeah, we didn't really see much at all. There was just a lot of nothing. They weren't able to do much on offense. Defense was kind of holding its own for the most part until like that fourth quarter, man. The Jets came back, were able to win it, and obviously like Sinnett and that offense just weren't capable of driving down to get a field goal to tie it up or win the game. You know,
field goal, bro. Not even a field goal.
Like, come on now.
Looking at them like, bro, what is y'all doing?
I couldn't understand it, man.
Honestly, after like a couple of plays, I'm looking at it. I'm like, who? What's his name? And why is he out there? Like, that's how I felt. It was just a little confusing because it looked so different from the first quarter. I do want to point out that I do recall us going for like 2 or 3 fourth downs. I'm like, come on,
yeah,
get out. I'm hoping that's just because it's preseason, so I'm not going to harp on it. But
yeah, they were going for him.
Yeah,
so guys, got something Got something we need to throw up here real quick. What's up, Ray? Appreciate you tuning in, man. So you gonna sit on Dak's face and be like, "I'm your daddy, fool."
Oh my God!
Hey,
Come
man,
on, Ray.
hey, Ray, I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. I mean, for what he's showing us right now, it's highly possible. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be mad at all. I would not be mad.
Yeah, I mean, if you double team and a triple team and Jordan Davis, that means you got 3 or 4 other dogs on that defense that are coming through that are going to be getting at you. So it's this defensive line, man. They're gonna be causing some teams some trouble this year. Hopefully,
he looked just as hellacious as they have hyped him up to be. Like every bit of it. So I'm all about it.
Yeah. Now, buns is the best way to describe, especially the fourth quarter. We let the Jets score 14 points. We only scored 7. We got to be better than that. But to go back up a little bit, a guy that I really want to give a shout out to. We shouted out a couple of guys that played well, but Cam freaking Jurgens.
Yeah,
you know
man.
What I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
He went out with the ones.
We didn't even mention him yet.
And did his thing. You know what I'm saying? And stayed out there and played with the twos for some time to get the reps and look really strong, look really solid. He looked like a young Jason Kelce.
Yeah, he looked like the guy.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
that's the thing.
I know Sirianni was trying not to compare him at his press conference, but it's hard not to. That you look at him play and it looks just like a younger Jason Kelce on these run plays. You see him just driving up that field with the running back too, keeping stride for stride with him, just like Kelce is. And like, that's exactly why they had Kelce going out looking for a successor. He knew exactly what to look for. And man, and he's looking like this already. What's he going to be like next year if Kelce retires and he'll be able to come right in and take control of that line, man.
Yeah. And I think we'll get a healthy dose of him all season.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely gonna get a healthy dose of him in the preseason because Kelce's not gonna be playing much in the preseason. It's great to see young dude coming in doing his thing day one, and that's a position that's very stressful. Like, you're the leader of the offensive line, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? You're the hiker. You're the one making sure the ball gets to the quarterback. You're the one making sure your teammates hear audibles, shifts, all that type of thing. You're also responsible for seeing, like, I'm supposed to block the C gap, but I see this guy in the B gap that's getting ready to bust my quarterback. So I need to call this, hey, guys, we got to switch this up and make sure you see those things. So there's a lot that you ask of your center on any team. And to see a rookie come out in his first action and play as well as he did, I think that's very impressive, and it's something to definitely shout out. We talk a lot about Dean and Davis, rightfully so. Those guys are winners from college, so we know what we're getting with those guys. But a lot of other pieces are also playing well on this team. And
your guy, Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal, man. I mean,
yeah, he played really well too. I was going to mention that. Like, he played pretty well. It was nice seeing him out there.
Yeah, I've talked about him so much, I don't want to mention him. I was going to leave that for you guys.
I wanted to throw it out there.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want other people to be able to acknowledge him.
Yeah.
He's a win. That's all I'm saying.
But, like, even at the time of the draft, when we drafted Cam Jurgens, like, it wasn't what we would call like a sexy pick at all. But this is the exact reason why you go out and make these types of picks, man, is what we saw during his preseason. And he didn't even have much time to prepare to go out with the starting that first team. I mean, Kelce had that, like, the scope surgery done, not like, what was it? Maybe a week before he had to prepare. So yeah, for him to go out there in short notice like that and play like he did, that's a very good sign going forward.
Yeah.
Definitely, man, definitely.
Yeah, another note, we got to see the Philly and Sirianni come out in this game, bro. Yeah, like, after that late hit on Hurts. Oh, man, you saw, like, you don't have to be a lip reader to know what he was saying. You saw loud and clear, man, what he was saying. And that's the type of coach we want, man. Right there.
Sticking up for his players. I'm with him.
And I love the attire choices as well, man. This is a guy who, at least attire-wise, I could say even last year, he gets it. He gets what it's like to be Philly.
Yeah.
The Beat Dallas T-shirts, the Hurts T-shirts, different things, throwback Eagles shirts, he just gets, like, from that perspective, I never challenged him, right? Play calling, I haven't liked what he did last year. But from the perspective of kind of getting the culture and becoming a part of it, he's done a really good job of that. And I also have to give him props that he's done a really good job of focusing on the locker room being jailed. Like no splinter groups. Everyone's together. Let's fight for our brothers. I don't care if you're third stringer, first stringer, second stringer, a guy that may or may not make the team. He's kind of done a lot to keep the whole group together. And you got to give a coach props when he's able to do that, because that means you're delegating it down to your assistants. You're showing it as well, right? Because I'm not going to do it if I don't see the head coach doing it. If I'm an assistant coach, if I'm a position coach, I'm not going to see it doing it if I don't see the head coach and the assistant coaches doing it. So for that to
and then down to your
trickle all the way down,
yeah,
down to everybody, it's just trickled down. That's my brothers. We fight for each other. Hurts got hit, got up, kept his mouth closed, got back to the huddle. Jordan Mailata was like, "Yo, it's my quarterback. What is your problem?"
Mailata was was getting in the dude's face.
But that's the thing. Like, that's what you have to have, because if Hurts does it, if Hurts gets up in his face, if Hurts starts running his mouth, what happens? Oh, your quarterback, then he gonna talk trash to our guy.
Yeah.
Then he's getting blasted more, right? But if you let your lineman do it, he's protecting his quarterback. You go get at the lineman. You're not going to take that out on Hurts. So that's psychologically being intelligent. I'm saying the thing like, hey, I'm going to take the hit. I don't like it, but I'm going to take the hit and I'm going to be quiet because I know my brothers are going to get my back and I don't have to do anything.
Yeah. And it shows maturity on Hurts' part as well. Like it shows that how locked in he is to the game and he knows the ins and outs at this point.
Yeah. I'll say one thing on the show for everybody to hear. You watch the replay, you see it later. If Jalen Hurts does not succeed this year, he has no one to blame but himself. I hope he succeeds, but he's got a team that's behind him. He's got a coaching staff that's behind him. He's got an owner that's behind him. He doesn't have a general manager that's behind him, but everybody else in the organization believes in Jalen Hurts. So the fact of the matter is
100%.
Hurts, go out there and do it, man. Go out there and do it. If you can't for any reason, bro, I mean, I got to eat the I believe in Hurts stuff, but I don't think I'll have to. But I will acknowledge that this is it for him. This is the year of growth. I'm not necessarily saying he's got to be an MVP candidate or he's got to be a top 10 quarterback, but he's got to lead this offense and he's got to get this team deep in the playoffs. That's what the expectation is for him. If you can't at least make the playoffs unless something wonky happens and you get hurt or
all of your 10 targets get hurt.
At least a couple of them, right? Like, I mean, you lose depth and things like that. But if everything stays pretty flush, this should be a very strong season for Hurts. This should be a very strong season for Steichen to show what he can do as a play caller from day one. We need the running game has got to be solid because there are going to be times where it doesn't matter how many weapons you got. Teams are just not going to give you the time to run until you can show them that you'll run the ball and you can open up play action and give the quarterback a minute or two to be able to do things. So we're just going to need a lot to happen. I think a lot of it can happen for us. I believe the fact that this is a team that is going to be able to do what they need to do. And I just have to say one more time, I love this comment. And I have to just show everybody one more time. Put on Dak's face and be like, I'm your daddy, fool. Shout out to Ray. I love that kind of talk. I'm all about it. I feel like we owe Dallas, who I like to refer to as the Arlington football team. We owe them because they came in a game that mean nothing to either one of us, played their starters, won, and bragged about it like they've done something all offseason. They beat us the other game very handily, with our starters playing. So I feel like Dallas, especially this year, they're a little bit arrogant, and they feel like they've kind of already won based on last year. But I got something to tell any Arlington football team fan. Last year did happen. You did sweep the East, but you will not do it again because you're taking not one, but two big L's to the Philadelphia Eagles. Believe that. Acknowledge it and bask in the glory of it.
You heard it here first.
And I mean, not only as an Eagles fan, but as a football fan, I think we've gotten markedly better. And they have actually declined a bit, in my opinion. So I don't understand how they still have them. They always rank these guys way. They always overestimate what Dallas is capable of. They're not capable of much. So I'm looking to turn that around. Like you said, it's not really for me anything that I feel like I got to prove or win against them, but I don't think it's even a game at this point. Like when we go in there or when they come here, whatever the case may be, I anticipate a big time blowout in one of
I'm
those.
I'm going to use the words of a famous coach. You want to crown them? Crown them.
Okay. So
I'm
tired
gonna
of
leave it
it.
at that.
I'm tired
I'm
of
gonna leave it
rhetoric.
at that. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. It's a whole
I
new
don't even know
season.
how many games it's going to be before they even win a game.
Yeah.
Fact of the matter
Yeah.
is, this year, this division, the NFC East, it's the Eagles to lose. I don't care what anybody else says.
Yeah.
We need to go out there with the
Absolutely.
mind state every week. And no one likes us. We don't care. Everybody doubts us, and we embrace it. That's it. When they start talking about, oh, the Eagles are 2-0 or 3-0, 4-1, they look like a team that can really do well. No. Go pull out all the stuff for the preseason when you were
Mhm.
talking about in the offseason, when you talk about how Dallas was still the best
Right.
team. And, if with Carson, Jalen Hurts isn't as good as Wentz or Dak Prescott, make sure you keep all that same energy for us all season because that's
Yeah.
what we want.
Mhm.
We don't want your
There's
praise.
no more
We don't
spot
want your
in the
adulation.
caboose for any
No,
riders. We don't take on any new riders.
no, we don't want none of that. We don't want any of that. We want you to keep the same energy. We're not good enough. We're not going to win games. That's what we love. That's what feeds us. So please give us what we need.
Yeah, I want to see like 5 minutes left on the clock, and the camera pans up to Jerry Jones' booth, and he's leaving because they're getting blown. They just getting blown out, or they taking that L. And I just want to see Jerry leave that stadium so sad.
With that look on his face. Yeah.
Always. But yeah, we got to score to settle.
Yeah, it's a lot that we need to make happen. And I will say this: across the league, it's a lot of good teams. I'm not going to sit here and try to act like
Oh yeah.
there's no good teams. But if you really look at our schedule, and let's just look at it real quick. I've got it pulled up here. Just look at this real quick, right? So our first game is the Lions. Then we play the Vikings on Monday Night Football. Then we play the Commanders. Then we play the Jaguars, and the Cardinals, the Arlington football team, the Steelers, the Texans, the Commanders again, the Colts, the Packers, the Titans, the Giants, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Saints, and the Giants again. Let's be 100% honest. Like, when I look at these games, right, I say 2 losses for the division. Let's say worst case scenario, I say 2 losses for the division, right?
Mhm.
I didn't say a loss to the Packers. Worst case scenario. The Colts are going to be a lot better. Maybe a loss to the Colts. That's 5. Steelers should be a good game because division against the division. That's 6. I mean, state against state, Philly against Philly. I mean, Pennsylvania against Pennsylvania. Sorry, y'all. Took me a while to get it right, but yeah. Then you look at the Vikings. So when I'm looking at this schedule, worst case, I could see like 7 losses, right? And even with 7 losses, that's 10 wins.
Yeah.
And I don't even
But
think
like,
we'll have that many. But I'm just saying, worst case, I feel like 7
yeah.
losses.
Yeah. I'm still sticking with my 12-5, man.
Oh,
That's what I think it's going to be.
bruh,
Yeah. I
I've
might
been
up that to
11 and
13
6,
4.
12 and 5 the whole time. 11 and 6, 12 and 5 is me the
Yep.
whole time. But I'm just saying, worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I
Because
just
for
feel
whatever
like,
reason, we're not gonna win every game, right?
yeah, we're gonna lose some. We should win. But
Yeah, it
I'm saying, when you
happens.
look at the possibility of the games, there's not a lot that we should lose. But the fact of the
Right.
matter is, it has to be decided on that field.
Yeah.
That's what we got to be ready for. That's what we got to be right for. And we're going to do that. But at the same time, there's going to be a week or two where we're going to get caught slipping. It happens to everybody. That's why I say 5 or 6 losses sounds reasonable to me. Every week, this is a place you're going to want to come to talk about the game that's happened and the game the following week. Like I said, we're going to be introducing some new things, segmenting things a little bit. We're going to wrap this thing up nicely in a bow for y'all and hand it to you. And all you got to do is open it and watch it. And that's what we're doing. You know, that's what we're here for. That's what we're doing. Sam Shady and the Shady Sports Network. What's going on? Appreciate you checking in with us as well.
It is.
But understand this and understand me. This is the year that we're going to take over the East. There hasn't been a back-to-back champion in a while. Things go like they should for us this year. It's time to get back to that level of being the best team in the East consistently.
Yeah.
We start this year. This is the foundation. We got a good team. It's not the greatest team ever, but it's a really good team. Question is quarterback. The question is play calling. Those are two things that we're seeing so far. We feel confident in. The one preseason game against the Jets doesn't make me start running around talking about Super Bowl. That may do it for some of y'all. That doesn't do it for me. But I do believe this team should make the playoffs and at least win a game. And that's where we need to be. So that's just my final thing I wanted to say. Mo, I feel like you got something to say. So please, sir.
Well, Michael Irvin, he said, we're building a dynasty over here. And I don't even like that guy, but he says we're building a dynasty right now.
A lot of white powder that Michael Irvin has been in contact with. I don't know if I trust everything he says.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to use him as a reference. You are not hired.
I'm just saying that's me with Michael Irvin, but I do appreciate the compliment, but it's still Michael Irvin. And Shady Sports Sam button. Also says, man, hit that like button. I'm with Sam. Let's go.
Yeah. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button while you at it.
We're gonna leave it up there. Hit that like button. Let's go. Anything else you got to enlighten us with, Mo?
Yeah, Super Bowl, baby. I'll leave it at that. And let's go ahead, and we got a couple of weeks before the season starts. We talked about it earlier in the show. We got one more move to make to round out this roster, and
at least one, but definitely one. Definitely one.
At least one, yeah.
Anything for you, Wyatt?
No, man, we only got a couple more weeks left until the first game of the season, and it's officially hurt season, man. I am super excited. Game 1 against them Lions coming up quick, and I just can't wait to see what happens on the field, man. And we're going to be covering everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything, bro. Everything. Listen, we get more than an hour's worth of info. Guess what? We're going to talk about it before we leave here. You can believe that.
Yeah. Believe that.
You can believe that and believe in being elite, because that's going to happen.
Yeah, hashtag be elite.
Yes, sir. If you're watching the show,
we drop that 50 burger on Detroit, we'll be talking about it.
Here's what I want to say to everybody. If you're watching the show, you're watching the replay. Come back next week, tell a friend to tell a friend, and then tell both of those friends to tell another friend. Mm-hmm. And let's help us build this thing up, man. Like, this is our baby, man. This, like, it doesn't always come across on camera. So I like to sometimes take a minute to say it, like, we love this, man. We live for this. And we just want to be able to have a community of people we can talk Eagles with. We're not trying to say we're the best show ever, but this is a good show. You know what I'm saying? We covering Eagles every week of the season. Off season, preseason, postseason, all that. You can tune in to Eagles Elite and see these three faces, hopefully all three, Mo, every week. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're here for, man.
Two guys,
That's what we're here for. And, appreciate everyone who has watched the show, who does watch the replays. I know sometimes the actual live show doesn't work for everyone, but if you can, hop in with us live. Again, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. Show your boys some love. We're going to be bringing on people as well for the season, people from other networks, Eagles fans, sometimes fans of other teams. It's going to be a wild season, and you're going to want to be part of it. And as always, in closing, you can catch me Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, playcallersportstalk.com. You're going to be able to catch me starting, I believe, the Saturday before the season at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. The NFC Beast. Of course, you know about Monday nights. But I'm going to tell you again, just in case you forgot. That's also going to be on playcallersportstalk.com. Play Callers present the NFL Matchup Madness, 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. So that's, a couple of different places you can catch me, 4 in total, including here, every week. And Wyatt, tell them where they can find you. And then, of course, I guess we'll let Mo go, even though he's already did his outro as his intro.
Yeah, of course you can find me at at Squad Pod Sports on Twitter and at Cinema Trip Views, and also at YouTube at Waves 5 Media and Cinema Trip Reviews as well, and also on Insta at W_Burgard.
And it's your Uncle Mojo. You can check me out on Facebook as Mojo, Instagram, Mr. Mojo, Twitter. I'm all over the place trying to get myself out here a little more. You can always catch me here, of course, on Wednesdays at 8:30. You can catch me Tuesdays on Matchup Madness with Cool. And soon to be coming your way, the Three Faces of Fantasy is going to be Tuesdays at 7:30. Don't miss it.
Definitely, man. And as always, there's a couple of things we always leave you with. There's one is hashtag be elite.
Yes, sir.
And the other is fly, Eagles, fly. And there will be a lot of victories. And just so you know, every victory, we're beginning the with the fight song. Let's go.
All right.